You are watching Kings. Every Saturday, we tell the story of how big brands conquered the world. How Rolls-Royce became the king of luxury cars. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Hello, Aluxers. It's great to have you with us today as we break down how Rolls-Royce stands in a luxury class of its own. In this video, we'll be looking at how the company came to be, the strategy they used, the struggles they had to overcome, and if you watch until the end, you'll learn what the future holds for this giant in the luxury car industry. Rolls-Royce, the big picture. There's only one vehicle that's compared to riding on a magic carpet. One vehicle that sets the standard for luxury and quality on an astronomical level. The Rolls-Royce. Headquartered in the historic Goodwood Circuit in Goodwood, West Sussex, England, Rolls-Royce is spread through 138 dealerships in 50 countries with an estimated 50,000 employees. Rolls-Royce's target market is clear, with entry level to this elite group starting at $500,000 and the typical net worth of their clients being above $30 million. Though Rolls-Royce has an estimated revenue of $2.1 billion, with competitors such as Bentley, Bugatti, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi, Rolls-Royce still has to work diligently to be creative and provide ultra-luxury cars worthy of royalty. The largest markets for Rolls-Royce are North America, the UK, and China, with their top dealerships being Beverly Hills, London, and Abu Dhabi. Rolls-Royce has been through numerous transformations since it began, but first, let's look at how it all started. The beginning. Frederick Henry Royce had just established his electrical and mechanical business in the late 18th century. After 20 years of fine-tuning, he made his first car, the two-cylinder Royce 10. It was during that year he was introduced to Charles Stuart Rolls, the owner of a car dealership in London. Mr. Rolls was impressed by the two-cylinder Royce 10 and made an agreement. He would take all of the cars that Mr. Royce could produce, and from that point, they would be forever named Rolls-Royce. Mr. Rolls took the 4 cars that were made, a 2, 3, 4, and 6-cylinder model. During that time, the fastest of the 4, the 6-cylinder, sold for 890 British pounds. Over the next couple of years, Rolls-Royce offered shares in the company to the public, and with those investments, Rolls-Royce bought out C.S. Rolls & Co., and they traded under the name Rolls-Royce Limited. The struggle. In the early 1900s, under orders from the government, Rolls-Royce began manufacturing airplane engines. Coincidentally, Mr. Rolls, who had taken up an interest in flying, was at the same time trying to convince his partners they should go in that direction. Rolls-Royce saw themselves thrown into the First World War, manufacturing jet engines, which gained them a reputation for delivering quality engines for civil aircraft and fighter jets. This reputation, however, was tarnished as the cost of production of one jet engine forced Rolls-Royce to liquidate the company. It was bought by the government, the automobile section of the company was separated, and Rolls-Royce Motors Limited was established. The post-war Rolls-Royce company, though profitable, was considered financially insignificant. Under its new ownership, they began manufacturing motor cars, automobile bodies, petrol and diesel engines. Due to the drop in sales of the Silver Ghost, the model that gave them their early reputation, Rolls-Royce had to drop their adopted one-model policy and introduced the cheaper 24-cylinder model. It was taking the many divisions of Rolls-Royce to protect the brand. Additional factories were opened to assist with demand and provide space for the manufacturing of their airplane engines. They also acquired Bentley, which at the time was a small sports race car manufacturer. By the mid-1900s, they bought 2 coach builders, Park Ward Limited and H.J. Mulliner, and combined the companies as H.J. Mulliner Park Ward to specifically handle production of the bodies that would be fitted for the Bentley chassis. The defining moment. The 1900s saw many significant changes within the Rolls-Royce company, surviving 2 world wars and the Great Depression of that era. However, Rolls-Royce achieved their defining moment when they completed a 5,000-mile journey through Scotland. This challenge is what earned Rolls-Royce the reputation of being the best car in the world. To this day, Rolls-Royce still revisits the routes that were taken throughout Scotland. Strategy. At 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise in this new Rolls-Royce comes from the electric clock. David Ogilvy. Rolls-Royce wanted cars that would set speed and endurance records, but they also wanted to produce a car so quiet you could not hear them approach. From inception with their Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost, Rolls-Royce traditionally named their models after silent figures: ghosts, wraiths, spirits, shadows, clouds, and phantoms. They perfected it so even at slow speeds, the Phantom's exhaust is sent through a longer route than it would at faster speeds. This process dampens the sound while the Phantom is driving in a city or residential area. By using the family names, this gives their buyers the feeling of association with the brand. They wanted the atmosphere of being around or in a Rolls-Royce to be an experience. Whether as the owner, a passenger, or a pedestrian, the quality handcraftsmanship and opulence would not go surpassed. There is simply no sneaking around in a Phantom. As you drive down the street, you can see camera phones tracking your every move. If you treasure anonymity, this is not the car for you. Bob Austin, Rolls-Royce spokesman. The value. There's a saying that goes, it takes 13 hours to build a Toyota, but 6 months to make a Rolls-Royce. Their attention to detail is what has given Rolls-Royce its reputation over the last 100 years. The stately Rolls-Royce grille is crafted solely by hand, and it takes up to 5 hours to polish after it's been completed. The most identifiable and iconic feature of the Rolls-Royce, though, adorning the radiator since the 1900s, is the Spirit of Ecstasy, designed by Charles Robinson Sykes. That by itself is the ultimate representation of the status of a Rolls-Royce owner. However, where Rolls-Royce differs from the rest, apart from its unmatched level of comfort, is definitely their history of having everything handcrafted. With only 4 robots in their factory, the majority of this car is made by hand, using the finest materials. The interior leather is from Scandinavian bulls only. It takes 17 days and 450 pieces of leather to complete the interior. The mesmerizing star roof takes approximately 12 hours to build a single one. Controversy. If there was one brand that took the saying, "Build it and they will come," it would be Rolls-Royce. Adored not only by wealthy businessmen and women, but it was adopted by pop culture as a symbol of wealth. Sean Diddy Combs has a limited edition Rolls-Royce Phantom, and Sean Carter bought Beyoncé a 1959 Rolls-Royce convertible. Most recently, Rolls-Royce made headlines as it unveiled the world's most expensive car, a one-off custom build, the Rolls-Royce Sweptail, which was sold for just under $13 million for an anonymous client. However, among the celebration, Rolls-Royce had to deal with some controversy as the SFO, Serious Fraud Office, had them under investigation for bribery to attain export contracts under Rolls-Royce plc, which manufactures power systems for aircraft, ships, and land applications. A hefty sum of approximately $880 million was paid to avoid prosecution, and Rolls-Royce Motors has since released statements to the media denying their involvement. The results. Rolls-Royce has received many accolades over its 100 years in existence, from being named the greatest car in the world to breaking records on land and at sea. starting as a car manufacturing company and later adding airplane engines, having to deal with challenges such as liquidating the company, being bought by the government, and seeing the separation of the automobile company. Rolls-Royce Motors was created in the 70s, and by the 90s, their production facility and Bentley operations were sold to Volkswagen. At that time, Rolls-Royce was acquired by BMW to continue the production of Rolls-Royce motor cars and the rights to the marquee from the Rolls-Royce plc. However, to date, Rolls-Royce continues to announce record sales. What we can take away from Rolls-Royce's history is that success comes not only from knowledge or hard work, but from perseverance. How do you feel about BMW owning the Rolls-Royce marquee? Learn more about that company in our video, 15 Things You Didn't Know About BMW. Check it out by clicking in the top right corner. The future. Luxury brands usually push the envelope in regards to innovation. Rolls-Royce disrupted the entire luxury car market with the launch of the world's first super luxury SUV, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. The Cullinan is the first all-wheel drive SUV to be launched under the Rolls-Royce marquee. It was named after the largest rough diamond ever discovered, the Cullinan diamond. Rolls-Royce expects the Cullinan to outperform their current best-selling model, the Dawn. However, they're not chasing after sales or volume, and they have no plans on diminishing its exclusivity. But this is not the only time Rolls-Royce stopped the luxury car market in its tracks. Just 3 years ago, Rolls-Royce successfully launched its Black Badge models. Designed for the younger, more dynamic buyer, the Black Badge Ghost, Wraith, and Dawn doesn't demand but commands attention on the super luxury car market. 2018 has been our best year ever in the history of Rolls-Royce motor cars. CEO Torsten Müller-Ötvös. To maintain the delivery of high quality within the Rolls-Royce bespoke studio, they employed 200 people last year, all expert engineers, artists, designers, and craftsmen. Rolls-Royce's business model is based on keeping global sales capped where it should never exceed 4 figures. They have intentionally capacity-constrained the Goodwood facility. It is capable of producing 10,000 vehicles, ensuring that Rolls-Royce remains a rare luxury vehicle. Ensuring that a Rolls-Royce remains a rare luxury vehicle. The BMW Group has supported the CEO's plans of keeping the operation scaled down, so they are better able to handle the global economic fluctuations and to develop a greater profit margin per unit. As with all luxury brands in this digital era, ensuring your social media presence engages its following is no longer a luxury but a necessity. With the increase of a younger demographic buying Rolls-Royce vehicles, they increased their presence on YouTube, Twitter, and even Instagram. Rolls-Royce began marketing new cars via their social media profiles, especially Instagram, where they engage with over 5.8 million followers. Rolls-Royce is highlighting the performance of their vehicles, not just the style, to attract customers that want a more sporty feel. Since coming under BMW's ownership and the introduction of the Wraith Coupe, Ghost 2 limousine, and the Dawn convertible, customers are moving away from relying on a chauffeur and would much rather drive themselves. Closing. Rolls-Royce delivers luxury and quality that is in a class by itself. Regardless of where they sit among their competitors, they can never match the titles that Rolls-Royce holds. The best car in the world, trusted to deliver excellence, design without compromise, and our title, King of Cars. Before you go, Aluxers, we're curious. Let us know which Rolls-Royce model you would love to drive yourself. Let us know in the comments. And of course, for sticking with us until the end of the video, what does that mean? You get a bonus. Here it is. The Rolls-Royce Phantom, the first car to be entirely manufactured under BMW's ownership, comes with 44,000 color options for both interior and exterior. With that many epic combinations possible, how would you even choose? Thank you for spending some time with us, A-Luxers. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos for you to watch next. As always, the conversation continues on social media. Thanks again, and we can't wait to have you back tomorrow.